We are live. Welcome back, everybody. I'm going to consider this episode one on the road with ToolBelt. I'm here with my great friend Chuck Allen, Radford, Roofer. And what's the name of your podcast?
Mine is Keeping It Real.
I didn't want to butcher that up. But
I appreciate that.
I love the uniqueness. Where does the Rio come?
The Rio actually comes from a roofing company down in San Antonio, and we started the podcast 2.5 years ago. Basically, a live stream with my managers just to go on once a week and just kind of, and it's evolved over the course of the 2.5 years. They all quit, and now it's just me. But
it's not easy, and you've been very consistent over how long? Like 2 years now?
It's been 2.5 years.
I was going to say, it's been a minute. I've watched a bit of your stuff. I have been inspired by listening and watching, on some of your topics and the things, because that's our podcast to continue stream of content. Like, okay, let's look at it. So that's kind of, you know what, I've stopped worrying about it so much. Just like, hey, come on, let's talk.
Just talk. That's it. I never had a script. I never had it. I've had people from all over the world. The last 2 weeks I've been from Spain, and this past week was so worldwide, yeah. And they're not roofing. That's the thing that I'm trying to separate is I want to be a little bit more appealing. And this whole podcast journey has been fun, but I don't think I figured it out quite yet as what the actual goal is.
Yeah.
But we're having fun trying to figure it out. Once we figure it out, I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Glad you said that. Because somebody last night asked me, they were like, what's your goal here? Like why do you keep doing what you're doing? It's kind of like, I'm not trying to monetize it. I'm not trying to duplicate it. And then I started thinking about it. I was like, if somebody wanted to take this thing over, let's just say, hey, Matt, Chuck, we're now the host of Beyond the ToolBelt. It would be possible. It's kind of turnkey. I mean, we don't make any doing it, but like, if you wanted to pick up and run with it, at least you'd have a good foundation built. But they were like, what's your end goal here? And it's like, it started out as organic, as you said. 4.5 years ago, built these gazebos. We were auctioning them off at a local home and garden show for a foundation called Workforce Now Foundation, which encourages students to get into the trade. It's nonprofit, so we're trying to raise money for them. We built these gazebos, but how would anybody know about them, right?
Without someone telling them.
Yeah, right. So somebody suggested, we'll do things for fun. Okay, so it's a couple of weeks before the home show on a Wednesday night, 7 p.m. And actually, I think it started out on a Tuesday. And so we did it a couple of weeks prior to the home show. We went live at the home show. And that's when we discovered like reaching kind of more people than were coming to the actual show. We're like, holy shit, we get to keep doing this afterwards. So we did. And back then, you could host what was called a watch party. Mm-hmm. And there would be like people watching because all of our friends were hosting watch parties, like sharing our watch party. It was crazy how the algorithms on Facebook were back then. It seemed almost too easy. Again, we were on iPhone 8. Hey, look at us. No idea what the hell we were doing. Still don't. That's what's funny because it's like we know what we're doing, but so, right. But anyhow, I respect the hustle. I know that this is not easy. And for us anymore, it's kind of like I'm really big into like pushing myself outside my comfort zone, and that's what this is.
Oh, huge. I never in my wildest dreams would have imagined I would sit in front of a camera and talk to anybody, about anything. But as you continue going in it starts to become fun.
Yeah.
And I'm like you. I mean, I don't make money off of it. I've got great sponsors, Roofer.
Yeah.
Thank you, Roofer, for being my primary sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's a labor of love. That's all it is.
And you probably do it more so to give them the plug.
Absolutely.
Because you probably use the brand and respect the brand because the culture is so great over there with the whole team, Pete and everybody that's on your team. And explain to our viewers like what Roofer is.
Sure. Roofer started out as a marketplace for roofing contractors. And I started out and it was a marketplace for contractors to get connected with homeowners. And we also had a DIY measurement at the time. We've evolved now doing measurements for contractors and drawing themselves. So we're building a full CRM. We have built a CRM for roofing contractors, and we continue to add more features and stuff like that, right? I'm a roofer. Our CEO, Richie, he's a generation roofer. From Canada, you can probably tell by saying every 5 seconds. You know,
I think process anyway.
Process. So we're really building a CRM that's designed for roofers by roofers like us. I did commercial flat roofing. Yeah, that's fun though, especially in Canada where you got them cold winters. There with that hot time.
I know.
Yeah, it warms you right up. Yeah, but we're continuing to grow and build stuff at Roofer, and we get feedback all the time from contractors, from our clients. We use that to build CRM for them.
No, I love that, and the cool thing about social like I felt like I knew you, and I felt like I knew Matt because one podcast, but not just because of that, but social media in general. Is I was talking to somebody, not to change the subject, but how social media makes the roofing industry so small. Like we all know each other.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's in the States or even in Canada that there's probably a lot of big players out there. There's probably maybe other podcasts that just check algorithms or whatever that is. But like, I met him social media, shit, some great friends. See each other. Yeah.
Chris Coco, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
And it's great in long with conference. You know what I mean? It's like my first conference 7 years ago. Guess what it was?
Where was that at? Was it in Miami?
Vegas. I think it was Vegas or Louisiana. Well, I can't quite remember.
My first one was when the storm way back in the day as well.
Mine was when the storm 2020. I think it was in Phoenix. I think. I was either IRA or
Arizona, because I think that's where they originated from.
Was
I
it?
think that's where Anthony and from that's where SVG studios were. Yeah, no, it's good, and it's kind of coming back around, and now it's like Phoenix. I feel like it's like rising out of it.
I'm super impressed with what I've seen. I've only been here for about 2 hours, but the turnout's great.
Yeah.
I think that the energy is different. It just feels positive. There's stuff going on. I'm glad I'm here. I honestly wasn't coming until yesterday, and I'm glad that I decided to make the trip.
I'm glad you are too. Because we got the.
Yep.
Okay, I've been dying to do stuff. I love on your podcast at some point because I love what you do. And now that I know that where it came from, and of course I respect the hustle from. I never knock on other roofing contractors or other podcasters. I'm not that guy, and anyone that knows me well enough knows that we get how hard it is. I mean, it's not easy. It's not very comfortable, right?
No,
especially if you kind of wing it the way that we wing. You know what I mean, I don't know if it's uncomfortable sometimes.
It's fun, and I'll tell you this: one of my favorite things about doing it is I have these guests that I find randomly, and they're people that I have never met. And like I had a guy from England the other day. We met, and 30 seconds later, we're recording a podcast. And I tell him, I don't have any predetermined questions. I don't know any of this because I don't know you. And the thing that's cool is, people put salacious details about their lives. If you just let some random roofing guy create a podcast, and I have people on there that are telling me about extramarital affairs and things like that. It's like, nice to meet you, Continue on.
Yeah.
No,
I was talking about my love of pie on a podcast. I know I love of pie, and
I don't know what podcast it was, but it could have put
it might have been.
No, that's awesome.
Pie, but
we exposed Matt's affinity for pie to the world.
He's a closet pie.
That's right. I keep a little.
Did you get they were trying on that thing, but John was excited. John uses honey and he was super excited about that. But yes, when the storm, and like we got here Tuesday. They actually let us in here one evening to start. Everybody from the event coordinators to the union, which isn't always the easiest to deal with on the top. They've been awesome. the event coordinators, the team in the storm have been very accommodating. Every promise that they've made may not have been in the quickest amount of time, but they've made every promise that they said they were going to do. Not that everything that they said they were going to do, they did.
Yeah.
Uh, have been very accommodating. The speakers list is just the chart. Never seen anything like it. I mean, everybody that's anybody speaking here that's in the industry, and then some of those that have been in our industry, in Berber, Iron Cowboy,
That's really good speakers. There's some fresh faces that are going to be up there as well as some established. I think that's good. I really like the fact that they're panels more than just individuals.
Mhm.
I think that, we have a tendency to lose interest in things pretty quickly. And if you're sitting for 20, 30, 40 minutes listening to the same person, it can kind of get a little monotonous.
Yeah.
With this, I think it's going to keep things moving. Crowd interaction is going to be good. So the venue's great. Layout's great too. And it's very you go to some trade shows and they're just so big and loud, and it's really nice.
It is. It is. It's how everything's close together.
Yeah.
Like this expo floor, there's the main stage, and then the breakouts are on the expo floor, which kind of keeps us all together.
Yeah.
And I can already tell there have to be at least twice, if not three times, as many people already here than there was at last year. I think it's a win so far that I'm sure has been fun to perform this.
Such a short time.
Yes, it's such a short time period, which is ridiculous. To get it out there, and I can't even imagine the amount of money that's been spent.
It's impressive. And, much respect to everybody involved, because this is an uphill climb. This brand was hurt, I think, and I think that seeing the way that the people have come back, and I think we all want it to be good and valuable and want to support it. And it's pretty encouraging to me. Yeah. I didn't know what to expect when I walked in. It was either going to be this or it was going to be totally empty.
Yeah.
And I'm very hopeful that
Me too.
this. And there was a storm too. It's not too far away, so there's going to be some roofers that aren't here. They're out chasing that storm. That's what the event's all about, right? Win the storm.
That's right. That's right. And I think up until about a week and a half, probably 2 weeks now, because we're at the end of this week already, we decided we were coming. We thought last year, okay, because we were at last year, we set everything up. Crazy thing is, we're not here to sell anything or give anything away or anything like that. We can search and hats away, but we're not. There's nothing to gain. So we had a great time last year, but we didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah.
There was a whole lot of rumors going around, windstorm will never happen again. We also cut back on our traveling this year. So last year, we went to every single single show last year. It was a lot of work. But I think the impact of it was trying to change the industry, trying to leave it better than it was when we found. I've been in the industry 10 years, so I've been through the ebbs and flows of it, into the old school way. And living through the change right now of where it's going right now. I feel like the roofing space is in a really good place right now. I mean, with as far as technology, the smart people that are coming into the space, the integrity, the transparency, everyone's trying. It seems like there's a large group of us that are actually really trying to do the next right thing, no matter what it takes, whether it's the quality of work. Groups that we're joining and collaborating. There's more collaboration than there used to be. You know what I mean? I mean, look at us.
It's insane, really, when you think about it. And it all goes back to the social media.
Yeah.
None of us would be sitting here right now, I don't think, without that.
Yeah.
And I've been in the industry 26 years, so I've kind of seen the same evolution. And it's like, wow, this is perfect.
Yeah.
I never would have guessed in 1998 when we started that we sitting here in a podcast, this didn't even exist when we got started. So it's amazing. And when you see the evolution and people that are willing to jump on board and do, I mean, that's what separates us. Yeah. My podcast is nothing special, but we need to do it. Yeah. I speak to you when you're right? Doing a podcast. Well, if I don't want to do something, I won't do it. So if you wake up one day and you're like, I really don't want to do a podcast today, you got to do it, right? You have to do it. So that's my struggle. So kudos to you both. that consistency and sticking it in.
That's
Yeah.
really what it comes down to. And anything. Like,
Yeah.
if they consistent, show up. Show up.
Yeah.
If you want to be successful, and that could be on any platform. Like,
Mhm.
it's a podcast.
Your health,
Yeah,
anything.
all of it. Yeah, there's consistency and asking the right questions. If you can stay consistent, if you can figure out what, and I learned that from being a podcaster. The benefits, whether it's in buying a house, whatever it might be, it's my younger years. I didn't ask the right question.
Right. We didn't know.
Yeah, we didn't know.
You had all the
Yeah, we already had all the answers. Yes, we already knew everything. But it's like the older that I get, like what questions should I be asking right now? Not just on podcast, but like whether it's a business negotiation, if it's am I asking the right questions? Where are you in your head? Like what's going on? Like how was school today? Or okay, so what is on me? That's adjustable rate mortgage. What's fixed? The difference. I think all these things. I just because I think fear came into play. I didn't want to. I didn't know what the 30-year mortgage rate was, or or whatever. Some of the ignorance or lack of kept me ignorant for 7 years because I was fearful. I think fear I had a lot of fear, but it seems like the older I get, the more mature I get. Like I even ask, am I asking the right questions right now? You know what I mean? To gain more knowledge, to gain more, to be more in the conversation. So consistency and asking the right questions is like two huge ingredients of life and being successful in business or family. Yeah,
I would throw
100%.
so I don't have to.
Yeah.
Let me ask an honest question. One podcast guy, I'm doing an interview. It's a different situation. I'm not like this. We're all remote. Matt's at his house and we're talking. And one thing that I've noticed is my style of listening is different in that moment where I'm literally listening so I can ask the next question. Rather than listening to really understand, I'm kind of just trying to find things. And then I go back after the fact and function. It's pretty well there, Chuck. But you ever have a situation where you're trying to, in the moment, you're listening to a story and you're trying to think 2 or 3 steps ahead?
Absolutely.
You ever had anything backfire on you like awkward silence and things?
Yeah, absolutely. And what stinks about going live, you see me stumble and struggle, and again, going back to stepping outside my comfort zone, it's like I think that's what people like about it is that we are going to make mistakes. This isn't scripted. This isn't edited. Live, raw, and uncut. It's kind of like I had an interview with Mike Claudio Wednesday. We were here, couldn't get in here yet, didn't have anything set up. Kind of set up like a little smash lab out in the bar area wherever we get the best Wi-Fi, right? And I couldn't see him at all. I could hear him, but I couldn't see him.
That's a whole different level right there, isn't it?
And then I couldn't hear him sometimes because of the background, because we didn't have, the condenser and all the stuff that Vic knows how to do. And I don't know how to do. Turn out the background noise and stuff. So I was hearing like the Twitter and the chatter more so than I could hear him. I was trying. I had a brain fart, and I was like, "Shit!" Like in the midst of talking, all I could hear was like this guy taking a tray of glasses or plates or something, and it was banging, clanging because there were bricks on the floor, and the wheels weren't designed to go over like the rigid brick, unsmooth floor over there. And I was like, "Oh shit!" I just lost my train of thought. And here we are live, and I said that. It's kind of like I think Mike giggled again. I couldn't hear him. And then I think I started talking something totally different. And Vic even said leadership. And I was like, man, I don't think we're talking about leadership. And I'm talking to myself out loud. Like, shit, man. This totally,
it happens.
What are you going to do?
I've been there and
what are you going to do? Just you gotta, and that's, I guess, is it professionalism where it's just, I kind of laughed at myself and probably made other people chuckle because like, I've been there, did that.
Absolutely. We're all people.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I used to sing and play guitar quite a bit, right? If you play it, you forget the word, and you go out and miss the chords and stuff. keep on going and play right through
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
you know?
it's the same with the podcast. Got to keep on going.
And that question you just asked is why people won't do this.
I
They're
know.
afraid of what other people might think of them.
Exactly.
I gave up on the ums, the ands, the F bombs. You know what? If I say but 15 times,
You'll sound like Justin. No.
I was gonna say, if you talk to me in real life, that's exactly how I speak. So
Me
it's
too.
as authentic as it gets. I don't like to steal that term. So,
Yeah,
Eric would
100%.
smash me if he hears me saying authentic, but
yeah,
that's what it is.
it's
I
true
don't edit mine in
authenticity.
any capacity. I just put it out there, and it's like,
Yeah.
let's do what we do. And I tell people, unless one of us says something really, really stupid, it's going out like it is. Because I don't have the time to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that it's more
Mhm.
engaging, I think.
I do too. I think people like that, and they know the fact that it's not scripted. There's no bullet points. We're trying to stay on the rails, just like this conversation here. I think, and unfortunately, I'm probably the one that bounced the conversation all over the place.
It's a good host.
You know, it's just where we go with it. And like you said, it is our job if we want to be a good interviewer, trying to listen to the best we can so we're engaged, but we're also listening for that next question.
Mhm. And it changes the entire way that you think, the
Yes.
entire way that you talk to people. And I've noticed in my career, it's changed the way that I've interacted with people as well. So
Yeah.
I think podcasts are performance enhancers, and I'm thankful that they're legal and
Me
we don't
too.
get tested for them. And here we are.
Yeah, thank God there's no certification for this. That's great. Well, I mean, this has been great. I thank you for coming over here, Chuck. I'm glad I really got to officially meet each other. Let's
Absolutely.
stay in touch. Like I said, I'd love to come on your podcast.
Yeah, we're going to do that for sure.
Okay, cool.
For sure.
And then Matt, you're more than welcome to come on here. You know, and this is for us. This podcast. If I had to say, I don't know what it is, but right now, this is for us. This is for you to come on here and let everybody know who you are. It's for you to let everybody know who you are, and the true authenticity and the transparency and trying to make the place a better place, better than where it was when we found it 26 years ago. You know what I mean? It's because it's we want, and I feel that from you guys, and I've watched your podcast. And I know talked to you long enough times to know that we sitting in this right now are part of that change.
Absolutely. We are the change.
Yeah, like that evolution thing that's happening. You know, it's a great place to be, and I'm super excited about it, and have been excited about it. And with your podcast, you can, you know, continue to keep expressing that, showing people, you know, who you are, and you know, and what you do and what you're about. Same with him, and you know, the quirky little thing that he posts sometimes, you know, that I laugh my ass off about, and I know that's why he does it. What's crazy is I also know that's how he really thinks. You know what I mean? So, you know, the roofing space is just in a really cool spot right now. There's a lot of people right now. That's kind of getting me choked up a little bit because, you know, my son's really interested in now Rocket over there, and
Nice.
he's going to the trade school and stuff. And that wasn't me. Like, he's smart enough to be a freaking, no pun intended. His name being Rocket, but he's doctor, attorney, lawyer. He's just that smart, you know. But he chose to go to school. Who knows what happens after that? But at least, you know, I feel like every man should at least know how to swing a hammer or read a tape measure anyhow.
I
So,
agree.
so if anything, he's getting real world education right now, not just stuff that formal school would teach. You know what I mean? He's getting swinging hammer half the day and math the other half of the day. I mean, hey, I wish I could have paid attention long enough to
Right.
do that. I was his age. Right.
In Canada, we really don't see the amount of change in Canada here in the States. So I'm really excited for you know, he's
Yeah.
and to be working with him to try to really elevate Canadian roofers and get them up to the same status that you guys are here in the industry. It's been broken for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know because I
At least in
actually thought you
Ontario.
guys had your shit together.
Yeah,
up
right.
there.
I was just looking up to you.
Yeah.
Just
There's,
to find out.
there's no licensing or anything in Ontario. I don't want to get into the politics of it, you know. So it's I'm not a big fan of government licensing or government involvement, period. But you know, there are some things that does need to be.
For sure. So yeah, something to be monitored.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to, you know, other,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
Like
Protect
contract. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
your house, your biggest investment, one of your biggest investments, right?
100%.
The roof is what covers the investment. If it's not taken properly. I was joking around the internet that Canadians don't use underlayment on roofs, and it's actually true. It's not in the building code in Ontario to put underlayment on a roof. And I've seen roofers putting ice water on the bottom of the tree without even just, and it's multi-million dollar. So the building code needs to change. We need different standards in Canada to really elevate the
You know, and it's
industry.
kind of cool that you've identified that you can be a part
Yeah.
of that team, especially at the forefront of that. That's pretty cool. No pun intended. That's pretty rad. Yeah.
Oh, right.
This is great. But thank you for coming on. Thank you for everybody for listening and viewing. This is our icebreaker. So I appreciate you guys for allowing me to get my comfort zone. I'm being in front of the camera today. We're going to crush it. We're going to be a part of the change. We're going to do what we can to plug when it's storm. Everything's going pretty far. So we'll keep you guys informed on the rest of today, tomorrow, and let you know how it's going. So you guys have a great day and stay tuned. Be back.
I gotta grab a croissant.